We are back. Well, two of us are back. Oh, there he is.
Yay!
We are back, and it is episode 200 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, from day one, that dude right there.
Carcass John.
But the man behind the mask, we'll have to see if he reveals himself. He is appropriately dressed, by the way, for our 200th episode.
Wait,
Black tie.
hold on. This is a Halloween episode, am I right?
Correct.
Okay, well, I dressed up.
An Osric Tentacles fan.
As an Osric Tentacles fan. Rob, man, I've been serving up softballs for 200 episodes.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
So here I am. Oh, you know what? I think these make me look too much like Steven Seagal. I think I need to.
Bono.
You still got the nice lights in the background too.
Yeah, see? Fruit salad lights.
Yep. Man, I should have brought. I've got that killer light in my garage. I should have brought it up here.
Dude, that is a killer light. Hey,
yeah, so,
put me on the list is if you ever should achieve a higher plane.
Yeah. So we are going to be all over the place. It is Halloween. For those of you who don't know, it is my final episode, at least for a good long while. So I won't be back for a long time, if ever. That sounds very cryptic. But I'm going to be popping in with some things. I've got some ideas to bounce off of the boys once we're done. But we're going to talk about scary Halloween music, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff we've acquired. We're going to talk about the history of the show a little bit. So episode 200, and so let's get into this. First of all, thank you for everyone that has been around for these 200 episodes. I can't imagine that any of you have been here for all 200 episodes. But I believe that the only person that has appeared on all 200 episodes is that dude. And
I believe you're right.
He was close once, but he made it in his car.
I think, I did it with a fluorescent yellow shirt on and from the parking lot of a truck stop in South Dallas.
Yep. And man, I remember just 4 feet from here when we were talking into the laptop for episode 1, and then we went over to Monkey Butt's studio for a while, several months, and that was great. And then he moved up to Michigan, and then we started doing the StreamYard thing on our own, and I've been producing the show since then. And gosh, man, we have we at 200 episodes. That's crazy.
That is totally insane.
And
I never imagined it. Here we are eating burritos at Fuzzy's, and we thought we should do a show. This would be fun.
Yep, I remember I had the idea years ago about doing it exactly like this, and I had the name, I had the tagline, "Metal Will Prevail." I had all that, and I even had when I met Carcass, I immediately got a logo design, which was two Vikings that he completely developed it. I just had kind of a, popcorn fart of an idea. And the Carcass turned it into two Vikings sitting at a vinyl table, and the sword comes down, and it's awesome. We did some shirts and stuff like that. But, and man, have we had some guests, dude. Holy crap.
Some of which you even introduced. And some you didn't.
Yes. Yeah, Scott, I don't think the logo is in here.
No, I was looking for it. It's not there.
No. But it's basically that. Oh, sorry. It's basically
right.
That one with the dudes on each side and the circle, the record underneath. But man, we have had the pleasure of Gene Hoglan, that I forgot to introduce. The dudes from Unearth were great.
Yeah, we've had Chris O'Toole on a couple of times.
Couple times. Charlie Belmore a couple times. Rob DeLuca from UFO and Spread Eagle.
Hey,
Nigel from Saxon a couple times.
Speaking of Charlie, you should check out that new Many Eyes project that he's working with.
I need
these
to. I
days.
keep forgetting to do that. You guys should get him on and talk about that. But
We had on Steve Gaines from Abattoir and Anger is Art and Bloodlust, and Ron Reinhardt from Dark Angel, and Louis St. August from Mass.
Yep. I missed both. I was on for Louis, but I missed Steve Gaines and Ron Reinhardt.
We had Glenn Rogers on from let's see, from Primal. That's his newest band, but he was also in Hyrax and Heretic and Steel Vengeance, among others.
Yep.
Speaking of Hyrax, Caton
DePena.
Caton was a fantastic guest.
Yeah. We had
Chris Manning a couple times. Chris has been on a couple times.
We had Madrost. Tanner Puppet from Madrost.
Oh, and Vic
Vic Stone.
Vic Morrow.
From Vindicator and
not Vic Morrow. That would be a miracle.
That would be
Vindicator.
Yeah, man, we've had.
Did we have the drummer from? We had a drummer from. I'm trying to remember his name, from Girl School. Not Girl School. Yeah, Girl School. No.
Oh, Brittany Fox. Johnny D.
Thank you.
Yeah, Johnny D.
Fox.
Yeah, he was great. Those were some good stories that he told. And also
how about Macabre? They were kind of funny.
Yeah, they were funny.
Insipidus from from Denver. They were quite
good. Yeah, from Havoc.
Dave Sanchez.
Yeah.
And the last one we had was man, I'm forgetting names all of a sudden, from Reptilian and Reverend.
Yep.
Bill.
Yep. That was just a couple weeks
That's it,
ago.
Bill. Yep. I know him online as WK is his online name, so I always forget his real first name.
Yeah, we had Wino.
WK Rhines.
That was a good one. And the one that is the most sobering is the one
with Eric Wagner.
Yeah. Just a few days before he passed away, that ended up being his final interview. Man, that was a good night out there that night.
And thank you to Henry Vasquez from Born Late Records and The Freak.
Yep.
The drummer that drums. I think if you're a doom band or a heavy music band, I think he actually plays for you.
Yes, he is going out. I hope this is not a secret that I can't tell. He goes out in a day or two on tour with playing drums for Lucifer. Filling in for Nick. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to roll through some of the comments, and then I just figure we'll scatter shoot a little bit today about the show. Carcass and I met in the back of Henry's record store. He said I needed a cassette deck, and I leaned back like, I got a cassette deck. And then we started eating lunch, and then the ideas for the show. And then here we are 200 episodes later. And I've known Scott for...
That is a Reader's Digest version of that story.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've known Scott for a long time, and he and I work hand in hand on all these mastering and remastering projects. I'm going to scroll through the comments here, and but anyway, those boys will be taking you through the show. I'll pop in and out sometimes. Probably I'm going to try to bring some interviews and some different stuff along when I can. And I have some ideas that I'm saying it live because I don't want to forget. I want to talk to you guys briefly after the show about a couple ideas that are rolling around in my empty head.
That's right, Brad Amos. That was a funny comment. The fact that you can actually read my shirt means I dressed up.
No such thing as too much like Steven Seagal. We are going to talk about King Diamond Frazier, one of the regulars for 200 episodes.
Yeah, he's been in there for a bunch of them.
Gary Ayrton's been around for a long time.
Gary needs to worry about his offense. Those Eagles just about got whacked last weekend.
We have a gentleman's wager, I think, of $20 this weekend. I think.
Ooh, man.
Yep, we'll see. I'm confident, but it'll be a good game. I hope. Let's see. 200. Yes, thank you. Happy Halloween of 200 episodes. Freaking metal bull crap, but good shit. I think I know what that means.
Can you translate that?
Dressed as an Eagles fan. The Mass episode was great. Oh, yes, you're welcome, Grego. Anything we can do to help out fellow metalheads? Yes, Johnny D, drummer for Doro from Philly. Also Brittany Fox. That was awesome.
Translate that one.
It's on my Lucifer from Europe. The girl husband plays. Yes. Yes, her husband plays drums and he's from Entombed. He's also in the Helicopters. But Henry is playing drums on this tour. Thank you for the happy 200. Well, shout outs, pickups.
I got two I want to shout out just because they're on sale now and they're almost sold out. So if anybody's interested, and I just dropped a record on the floor, that sucks. But Anger is Art, Virtual Sympathy vinyl. If you want one, better get them soon. They're almost gone. And the Warner After the Rage, Heathen's Rage vinyl is also out and shipping. There was only 100 of those pressed, and they are nearly gone as well.
On Scott's label, No Life Till Metal, by the way.
Yeah, and then the other one, which I didn't grab, but I got the CD version right here. So the Light Side of the Apple by Applehead vinyl. Last I heard, there was 5 copies left out of the 100 pressed.
Yep. That thing went fast.
They went really fast. They were the fastest selling of the bunch. So if you're interested in Heathen's Rage, Warner, or Anger is Art, or Applehead, get them quick.
Carcass, what's up with you?
Man, we are just so busy, and I don't know whether to be thankful or to be incredulous, but I guess I'll just be thankful because it's hard to squeeze it all in. But I actually did pick up a few things this week, if anybody's interested.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, actually, I picked up a lot, but
yeah, I did too. But
it's kind of like it goes in waves. I mean, I pre-order stuff, and then you never know if it's going to arrive or whatever. So when it does, I'm pretty stoked about it. So let's see, something that I'm really excited about. I discovered a new band. It's called Lunar Chamber. They have an EP out. It's kind of like the Tomb Mold stuff that just came out. It's super psychedelic, even though it's death metal. And by the way, Scott and Tony Clem, your records will be going out on Friday.
Sweet.
I found another band called Coffin Rot. It was in the cutout bin, and I looked them up, and these guys are brutal on Blood Harvest Records. Let's see. Kind of some weirdo stuff. Check this out. I know it's probably a bootleg. I mean, I worked a record show with Henry one Saturday and saw this and thought, well, crud, they didn't have any left. But it's got Pre-Eliminator 1980. It's actually a pretty quality live recording for ZZ Top. I thank you, Waiting for the Bus, Jesus Just Left Chicago, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, Low Down in the Street, Fool for Your Stockings, Cheap Sunglasses, Arrested for Driving While Blind, She Loves My Automobile, blah, 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 and they end up with Tush. Pretty cool little thing. And then I was super, super stoked to get my copy of Tomb Mold on vinyl. And then here's one that's completely out of the realm. This is probably the best Robin Trower since Twice Removed from Yesterday. He's got a female vocalist named Sari Shore, and this is a little more bluesy than I anticipated, but it's super, super high quality, and it reminds me kind of there's a song called Daydream. Man, it's so good. The whole album reminds me of that song. So if you can find it, it's a private press. Pick it up because it's pretty amazing. I did pick up the new Blood Incantation EP. It's got an ambient track on one side and a brutal track on the other side. And then I traded for this. I know we have talked about this. This Pink Floyd Animals. It's the 2018 remix, but this is the actual LP, CD, Blu-ray, DVD, and a 32-page book. And by the time I traded for it, I didn't spend any money on it. So this is normally about $105 or whatever, but I thought it was worth the trade. So
yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. That's kind of what I've picked up. The thing is I haven't been really spending money because I've been saving money, and then all this
money on haircuts. That's for sure.
Well, that's for sure. And then, but I just all of a sudden all the pre-order stuff that I ordered 6 months ago started pouring in, and now I've got a bunch of records.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah. But I know we're going to talk about our top 10 or top 5 albums of the year or whatever. But that Trower is incredible. The Tomb Mold is incredible. The Lunar Chamber is just outstanding. So all highly recommended.
Yeah. And we would be remiss if we did not mention the passing of the great Steve Riley from Wasp and LA Guns.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I saw that.
Unfortunate. I only had I had one interface with him ever, and it was him and it was Phil Lewis at the Glass Cactus over in Grapevine. They were playing with Great White. And they were at the merch table signing stuff. I got him to sign my ticket stub, and I don't remember if I bought anything or not. I got a picture with Phil Lewis, and I reached out to Steve Riley. He was right there, and I kind of patted him on the shoulder to get his attention, and he could not have been less interested. and he walked off. Now, in his defense, it was a crowd of people, and he probably didn't even realize it was me trying to, or anybody in particular trying to get his attention. But he rolled out, and that was my opportunity to get a picture with Steve, and I did not. So rest in peace to the great Steve Riley. He definitely contributed. And I got to tell you, very, very briefly, just 20 seconds on LA Guns. I don't like when bands split and have two versions, but I'm telling you, the more I've heard from that Steve Riley's LA Guns, man, I really like it. I like the singer, and I think the songs are really good. So if you're on the fence, check it out. I've found it to be pretty cool. So,
but also Matthew Perry died this past week too.
Yep. Man, yeah, it's been one of those weeks, hasn't it?
That's a weird one too, because they say he drowned in a hot tub. So
Yep. That's what I heard.
Not even gonna ask. That's terrible. Terrible news.
Yeah. Picked up a couple things. I won a King Fowley auction on Facebook.
Right on.
Got the Mithra Death and Destiny.
Oh, that's killer.
All their tracks on a CD, which is cool. I used to have the 7-inch of Death and Destiny, so I may still have it. I might have let it go to the goat. I don't remember. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. I got that. But as everyone and their brother could have predicted, yay! I freaking love this thing.
Of course you do.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So good. Anyway, I give it a solid 8. Yes, Don's voice is it's not awful. I'm not going to say it's awful on this record. He obviously is working with what he's got these days, but the songs are great. This is as good music-wise as any Dokken album out there. And yeah, Don is singing many steps lower than he ever did, but I like it. I think they did a good job on his voice in the studio without making it super processed or anything, and very listenable. This is a good Dokken album.
Is there anybody left in the band from the classic Dokken days?
Nope. It's Don Dokken, BJ Zampa on drums, John Levin on guitar, and I can't remember. I feel bad. I can't remember the bass player's name, but the bass player can sing like Jeff Pilson could sing. can sing. And so he carries some of that harmony, which is really cool. Hang on. Shit, what's the dude's
Which
name?
is what I think Whitesnake does nowadays.
Chris
Everybody else,
McCarville.
yeah, everybody else sings, but Coverdale.
Yeah. So it's a good album. I really like it. And they've continued the trend of the digital artwork everywhere. They've been doing that for years now. I'd be interested to know who's doing that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I could read the liner notes. Oh, well, I will at some point. Well, you boys want to get into it, or you got some more stuff you want to scatter shoot about before we get into it?
Let's start. I got one right here. I'm ready to show it. Since we're doing the Sexiest album covers, right? Is that what we're doing? Sexiest album covers. So I pulled this one out because.
What's wrong with being sexy?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Doing?
What's wrong with being sexy?
Halloween.
It's Sexiest. Oh, so anyhow. This is.
Sexy?
I think if I look at that too long, I might get arrested.
I was flipping through records and I saw this one. And I was like, I haven't heard that one in a while, so I pulled it out and gave it a spin.
Well, it's got the Birds and Steppenwolf on it, so
it's mostly Steppenwolf, yeah. But I always thought that was a pretty sexy album cover. There's nothing to it; just a girl with her finger on her lip. But
is that the same chick from the Saxon record, eating the apple?
No, that girl's much younger than this girl.
Or maybe that's a younger version of her. New Lunch Mob and Icarus Witch. Ooh.
Let's throttle back.
Oh, there they are. All of a sudden, I just heard something fall to the ground, and I'm like, I look over there, and I was trying to find my glasses, and there they are.
There they are.
There they are.
Okay.
Gary, only an Eagles fan would order. Only an Eagles fan would order the new Dolly Parton, but I digress.
Lunch Mob.
Isn't it Dolly Parton doing rock music? And I think Rob Halford sings on a song. And
I think so too. I think they sing. Oh, I don't remember.
I heard it. It's not that bad. I didn't think it was awful. But I can start off. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say he doesn't sing back up to Jolie, does he?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. When I think of Halloween, it's this.
Ah, yes. I think of Lunch Mob.
Welcome to My Nightmare, Alice Cooper, and then this one as well.
Lunch Mob's got me giggling.
Oh, I love that one. Isn't that a radio interview?
What?
No,
this?
From the inside.
This is from the inside.
Oh,
it's about Alice in the Insane Asylum.
I actually had that, except it was like on Lizard vinyl, like a picture disc, and it was an interview. I don't know what I did with it.
This is the actual album. Had one hit on it. What was the hit on this one? I don't remember now.
Oh my gosh, I yawned live on the air. Excuse me. Oh man, please excuse me. That was one of my early introductions to Alice. I knew the 80s Alice Cooper. And so I went backwards on that one. That's a great record, man.
Yeah, it's both of them are concept albums, and they're both very well done. Memorable songs, creepy as you would expect. That's what Alice Cooper was all about. But I mean, Welcome to My Nightmare, which features the Vincent, what's his name?
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, exactly, on there. And every song on here is classic to me. It's got a couple songs that are a bit deep into the gross, but like Cold Ethel. But
my introduction to Alice Cooper was School's Out and $1 Billion Babies. Yeah,
mine was too. But I've been an Alice Cooper fanatic ever since that time. So,
but those aren't too scary records.
I'll just show one more because this one always reminds me of Halloween as well.
Yep,
it does.
Yep, I intentionally didn't pull any Black Sabbath or Maiden because I figured you boys would talk about some of that.
I didn't pull any Maiden, but I just those are the first two I thought of. The rest of the ones I pulled aren't as obvious.
Francisco, don't worry. I didn't say anything about Stained this week, so you're safe. Stay from that.
Yeah, but Gary said Lunch Mob, though, so you missed that.
I do have a multiplicity of other albums, though.
And you're sure you want to step back from all this, Rob? I mean, you're going to miss it.
Yeah, I know it's uncomfortable to talk about, but yeah, for a little bit.
Well, then let's not talk about it then.
We won't digress. So we've talked about this on the show before, and I hate to go back to the well again on the same stuff, but this came out during COVID. This Bloody Hammers, they've always had a horror theme, which obviously ties into Halloween. And this album they did is very punk, very Misfits, punky horror kind of stuff. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to check out Bloody Hammers, especially if you like that horror punk kind of sound. To me, it's not too much of a deviation from the other stuff they do, because the other stuff they do is close to this, not quite as punk, but man, I freaking love this band. Obligatory Skulls, it's Bloody Hammers. I love this, man. And this one came, you can see they've got the scary theme always with the makeup and the candles and shit. I love it. I'll do one more too real quick if you don't mind. If I could figure out where that came from.
Hey John, are you familiar with Prowler?
Yes.
Because all their albums were based on classic horror and monster movies.
Right.
I didn't pull any of their stuff. I just thought of it just now.
So the next, I won't go. I won't do 3 in a row, but I'll do one more real quick. So I tried to go with absolute kind of horror themed or legit horror soundtrack stuff, which means you've got to go. Which one? Oh, The Man Behind the Mask from Friday the 13th Part 6 is on this. So that was the song that got me into this record, and this could not be more 80s schlock rock, but I freaking love it. It's one of my favorite Alice Cooper records. Did you guys have any thoughts on this one?
I like Constrictor. It's definitely more of a 80s pop metal album, but I like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like classic Alice Cooper, but like I said before, I pretty much like everything Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Teenage Frankenstein, Thrill My Gorilla.
Be my Frankenstein.
I think Cooper had so much success that he had the luxury of sort of reinventing himself almost every record, and he's still Alice Cooper because of the shtick and the eye makeup and the snakes and the beheadings on stage and all that stuff. But he had the ability to just sort of, I don't know, try new stuff without getting so far gone. Like he didn't, like cut his hair and start wearing a suit and a fedora on stage. But anyway, hey, I didn't realize we were doing that, pulling scary albums. But you know what?
No, we are not going on hiatus, Jamie A. Walters. Just Rob is. It'll still be 3 of us. We'll be having Steve Harmless Rebel with us for the ongoing.
Yep. I'm just stepping away for a good long while, but the boys will be here bringing you the finest heavy metal talk.
Or since we're talking about scary, and you said the magic word soundtracks, there could not be any better band than Goblin. Maybe John Carpenter of doing scary soundtracks. But I picked this up the other day, this Demonia soundtrack, and also it has Dawn of the Dead, George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. And of course, it's like creepy cool with the colored vinyl, and it sounds great. But I have a stack of them, and our friend John Perez actually was a tour manager for them. And if you ever have a chance to see them live, you really, really, really need to go see them live. Goblin, that is.
I'm not going to prison, Wayne.
I don't know. He hasn't really said what he's doing, so we're all intrigued by the possibilities, and we let our mind go crazy thinking about it.
No, there's really nothing. I'm just really not doing it for a while. That's really it. I'm not going to prison. I'm not being shipped out of the country. Anything like that.
So we'll be screening people for the fourth Yuck Monkey on, but it'll be Steve Harmless Rebel, who is spending time with his family tonight, and
that's funny.
And we'll go from there. But yeah, it'll still be a 3-headed monster.
Yes, it will. Formidable.
But anyway, so what else? Scary. I mean, most of what I listen to, people deem scary. Like that
Yeah, I just
coffin
kind
rot,
of pulled.
like that coffin rot stuff. I mean, that's pretty scary stuff. Exhumed. That's another scary kind of gory band. The gore grain thing is not really my cup of tea, although there are some really killer bands like Exhumed. But they also do other things like Gruesome and Left to Die and just really classic, more death metal. But Cannibal Corpse, those guys have been doing it for what, 30 years now?
Yes.
Been through a ton of lineup changes, but still they have their constants, with Alex Webster being the only original member, and Corpse Grinder. George is the I think he's a great front man. He'll grab you by the throat and then spin you around and snap your neck. He won't just get your attention.
I mostly went for stuff that would just the covers reminded me of Halloween, or if it was like Alice Cooper, where he just reminds me of Halloween. But I pulled a couple of obscure ones that I thought were kind of fun covers that remind me of Halloween.
Oh, that's
Easy
cool.
Meat.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the cover. I know about them, but I've never seen the cover.
Yeah, they have 3 albums out there, an Irish band, but yeah, there's that scary little witch or demon hand up there.
Yeah.
And then it's got lightning coming off it, going to the guitar, and then coming off the guitar and ripping over the guy's skull, and his brains are all hanging out. So that's kind of fun.
Well, I think that metal lends to the scarier album cover, at least with the guys like Ed Repka and Dan Seagrave, Sawblade.
I started pulling out Ed Repka stuff, and then I stopped. I'm like, I can't. I don't want to put all stuff away. So.
There was a time where he just did everybody's cover.
Yeah,
I almost pulled out Dangerous Toys, but I pulled this one instead because the artwork is so bad. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Cool.
This is
looks like something I did about 10 years ago.
I love stuff.
Clown of Thorns, Tribulation.
Clown of Thorns. That's almost as good as Lunch Mob.
Lunch Mob.
But this is Swedish thrash metal from I think it was 89, 90, right in that area. Black Mark Records. I don't know. Anyhow, I thought the cover was. I know it's bad, but I've always liked it at the same time.
Clowns are scary, man. Don't think they're not, because
this whole band kind of has a theme, but this particular cover always.
Yeah, that's a creepy band, all right.
And that cover, I can't remember what movie this comes from, but Luck of the Corpse. Which was, I believe, was their first full-length album, right? So that cover's cool too. This actually looks like something you might have drawn, or something similar to what you might have drawn. I got one more here. I got more, but I can only pull these 4 for now. But this one is cool because this is a joke between Trog and I. But this here is Monkey Demon Loves You.
Now, didn't that had a different cover at one time, didn't it?
I don't think so. I think this was the original cover.
What was the one that had an alternate cover? I don't remember.
It was their earlier album. Yeah, their first couple albums had alternate covers in the U.S. One had that big snaky looking thing with the weird skull head on it.
Right.
Yeah, that was very easy, very humble. I think it's what it's called in the UK. But anyhow, Abominog, or as we like to call it, Monkey Demon Loves You. This album cover looks even better when you put googly eyes on it. But I don't have googly eyes on mine, so
that's funny.
But that was Uriah Heep's attempt at what was that, 1980, 81? That was Uriah Heep's attempt at the new wave of British heavy metal sound. Kind of melodic. It doesn't sound like the classic, proggy stuff, but I like this album. I know a lot of people hate it, but I kind of like it. So just hard rock. Anyhow,
I've never heard it.
I know you
like it because it's more.
I know you put. I know you wanted to put the Black Sabbath on the back shelf, but man, that Born Again, that's as Halloween as it gets, I think. No?
Yeah, that's another album that's cover that's so bad people love it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that album was intentionally made bad though.
So, hang on. I have a good album, Scott. Fantastic. Show it. Tell us.
I got
So
three more.
What it is.
I got three more next time you get around to me.
I'm gonna go back with the. Oh man, I didn't mean to do this twice in one show. Again, with the soundtrack music, I remember standing in the theater, waiting for the song to play at the end of the movie. Nightmare on Elm Street, part whatever. 3, Dream Warriors. I think a lot of people think that's one of the weakest Dawkins songs. It's one of my favorite Dawkins songs. I love it. And I have the 12-inch single of Dream Warriors signed by Robert Englund. It says, "Play it loud, Freddie K. Robert Englund."
You didn't get rid of that, did you?
No, sir.
Okay. Because if you did, I would have to meet you in the
sir.
parking lot.
No, Yep. It's framed on the wall in there. I would go get it. But yeah, I wouldn't take. Man, I don't think you could give me $1,000 for that thing.
No, that's too cool for school right there.
Too cool. And I'll do another one real quick while Scott's looking, and then Carcass, you can roll a couple.
Well,
my number one Halloween album of all time. This is what I think of instantly when I think of music and Halloween. The Trick or Treat soundtrack.
Yep.
Fastway. I think this is a fantastic record. The movie was kind of stupid, but cool in a kitschy, goofy 80s metal or 80s horror movie kind of way. But anyway, the Fastway soundtrack for Trick or Treat, that's my go-to Halloween record.
Believe it or not, that is the only Dawkins album I own on vinyl.
The Dream Warriors single?
What?
Yep.
See,
I own all their stuff on CD, even like Japanese pressings and stuff. I just don't own any on vinyl.
That feels odd to me for some reason, but we can talk about it later on a future episode. Well, once again, I guess I didn't get the memo on pulling. I thought we were just going to scatter shoot a little more, but I can tell you this, that when I used to have like do something here at the house, like give out candy on Halloween, I would crack the garage door about, 12 inches. And then I had this strobing light going on in there, like electricity and I would combo, because I have, a stereo in every room. Anyway, I would play a Fright soundtrack with Tangerine Dream, one of the earlier 70s albums, playing as a backdrop to the scary sounds, and people would really, it's the music and not so much the yelling and screaming and the chains clanking. But somebody asked me, "What's the music? What is that music? It sounds so haunting." And without exception, the Tangerine Dream Zeit, which is a double album. In fact, they just released it on 180 gram remaster, and it really sounds good. But that was the one. So I guess I'm going back old school, and I'm starting to think of some of the other soundtracks they did, including The Keep, which is an obscure movie that nobody's ever seen except for me and maybe the Queen of the Crypt, because she watched it with me. But it's got an all-star cast, and it's something out of a Stephen King novel meets Tangerine Dream. It's really pretty cool, but it has that same haunting, droning sound. And so there's no words. It's like your mind is making it up as it goes. And I think sometimes that mental imagery is even scarier than seeing the blatant, someone telling you to be scared,
Yeah. Eric, you're going to pass out when I say this, but I don't think I've ever heard that. Misfits, Halloween by the Misfits. Now I feel like a dummy.
I'm actually surprised no one has mentioned Halloween or Halloween yet.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to go get something to prove it to Frazier. I'll be right back. Y'all keep trucking.
Halloween the band, I don't think that they were that scary.
Halloween the band?
Or Halloween?
No, but I mean, their name.
Well, their name, but
goes with the holiday. But Halloween, we're all about that stuff. HALL.
Yeah.
But in any case, I pulled here's a couple more theme feel to them. Anybody remember this band?
Oh yeah, I do remember them.
No, nothing says Halloween like a bunch of heads on ice, bloody heads on ice. There it is.
There it is.
There you go, Fraser.
Not only famous but infamous in the same light.
Yep.
This next one you'll probably know too, John. I don't know if Rob's into this band or not, but
Blood
I
Feast
know
is
about
awesome.
Blood Feast, yeah.
But
yeah,
just actually
Chopping
have the
Block. You have Chopping Block Blues?
Oh yeah, I've got all. Yeah, they this band was from New Jersey, New York area. I think they're actually from New Jersey because they used to play a lot locally when I was a kid, and actually have a Blood Lust pin that I bought at one of their shows because before they changed their name to Blood Feast, they were Blood Lust, same exact logo with the upside down cross. And then I guess there must have been another Blood Lust, so they changed their name before the first album came out.
You know, there's a bunch of those bands from Jersey, like Ripping Corpse, that later became Dim Mak. It had Eric Rattan that became famous with his production work for and played in Morbid Angel there for a while. And didn't he do what, Hate Eternal?
Hate Eternal.
And then some of those members from Ripping Corpse became Revenant, but they had Deadly Blessing. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some of the other bands. I went up there one time to visit Hank Vegian, who's now a tenured professor at North Carolina, but he was kind of like the leading force of that of the Revenant crew. But anyway, I mean the whole night we were just going to go see local bands, you know, like Deadly Blessing or Morbid Angel or whatever. It was just like it was like just a completely different scene, real grungy, real haunting and evil, more like than just your average. You know what I mean? But
yep. I think was the Slaughterhouse from New Jersey too?
Yeah,
I think
they sure were.
I was trying to find an address on the back, but didn't see it. And then I got this really, really obscure band no one's probably heard of with this kind of scary album cover.
Oh gosh, that is frightening. I actually have a copy of that.
Yep.
I have a signed copy hanging on the wall in there.
It's not quite as scary as the guys on the back, but
yeah, that is a true statement for all you that are listening and not watching.
And yeah, there's another
Gee whiz, how can we forget them? Anybody?
Yeah, and no one's shown any King Diamond yet either, which I'm surprised.
No,
King Diamond is like the actually I'll grab one.
$1 million, yes, I would sell it.
Now didn't is it Melissa that just turned 40? A King Diamond or Merciful? I can't remember.
There it is.
Are you talking about Gary? Are you talking about this tease? I bet you are.
And then there's this is one of my favorites actually from King Diamond.
There you go.
Yeah,
the whole thing's rather spooky and scary about spiders and.
Well, let's face it, King Diamond is pretty spooky and scary.
Yeah.
And he's practically a native Texan now. He lives just down the street from Rob.
Yeah, yep. I'm kind of surprised. It's kind of weird that his on-stage costume looks so much like Ghost now.
Or does Ghost look like King Diamond?
No, because King Diamond always had the face paint and all that kind of stuff, but he wasn't wearing the big priest thing and all that kind of junk that Ghost wears and that he's wearing now.
Yeah, but
I see what you mean. Yeah,
but he had the bonaphone and he did have the top hat. I don't know.
Yeah, he had a top hat here and there, but he didn't have the priest outfit like that Ghost wears now. King Diamond's also wearing one of those. So
it's too bad that our buddy Poser Mark can't tell his story about someone knocking the King's hat off with a bottle of beer at the Backstage 2000 in Houston, because the whole way he tells the story is incredible. So we'll have to have him on to tell that. But yeah, King Diamond doesn't mess around. When you if you touch the bonaphone or knock his hat off, you're going to get the curse of the king. So I hope that person made it home that night, because there you go.
Well, that's a great transition into probably my second favorite scary horror themed album of all time. I have vivid memories, I've told this on the show, of sitting in the back seat of my parents' car with this cranked up on my little shitty headphones. Just, oh my gosh, this is such a great album. The Family Go.
You know, my favorite King Diamond project is Merciful Fate's Into the Unknown. And you want to talk about creepy. I mean, they talks about sinking pirate ships and that type of thing. The little old man standing by the window. I mean, all the stuff that scared you as a kid.
Yeah.
I love that record. And then he even does on the Japanese pressing. He does a cover of Ripper, the Judas Priest Ripper.
Now, also, if you are wanting to keep your appetite for King Diamond type music going until they release something, please check out the band Them. Now, I don't want to use the R word, ripoff, because it's not that. But
looks pretty close.
It's about as close to a tribute as you will get. I don't think it's a ripoff. I shouldn't have even said that because that's not what I mean. This is quality modern King Diamond style metal. It is so freaking good. You can
also check out Portrait. Portrait has that sound too. Have you ever checked out Portrait yet?
Steam Hammer in 2018 did one, and Empire Records did one. So yeah, check these dudes out if you're hankering for some nice King Diamonds.
Speaking of which, have you checked out any of the Sherman Denner projects?
Mm-hmm.
Hank Sherman and
I didn't like it that much, and I feel bad. I shouldn't have said rip off about them. I apologize.
About them or about Denner and Sherman? I'm just kidding.
No, them.
You need to check out. You also need to check out Portrait and Ram. Those two bands are fantastic and have a heavy Merciful Fate / King Diamond influence too.
Yeah,
not Rammer, but Ram. Yeah.
Yep.
Rammer is a Canadian thrash band.
Ram's a great band.
I got a couple more here that I'll show that are Halloweeny.
Yeah.
I have 2 Halloweenies here. I should bring them on. Huh?
Halloweeny.
That's because I have 2 Halloweenies in my house. But
Yeah.
I always thought that cover was one of the creepiest but coolest covers ever.
Yeah. Ed Repka.
Yes.
I always thought it was Ed Repka, but is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is.
Usually he signs his name on it, and it doesn't look like his signature on here. I'm kind of curious now because it kind of has that look. But
well, speaking of that and that era, that obituary Cause of Death, where the guy is all mummified and the big gigantic eye behind him, that was scary too.
Let's see if there's credits. Cover by. Yep, it is him. Must just be early because he signed it Edward J Replica. That's how he signed his name on the front cover.
Okay.
So you are correct. It was Ed Replica. I just thought it was weird because I don't know if you can see his signature. It's right there. Just doesn't look like his normal signature you see on most of the album covers. So, and then I have one more here. This one album is not scary whatsoever, but it's just an album I've loved since I was a kid, and I always thought the album cover was kind of spooky. Actually, it's one of my favorite album covers. But
yeah, that's not scary record at all. That's a straight up classic rock record with a lot of harmonies.
Yeah, it's kind of David Bowie meets T-Rex.
Yeah,
with some I don't know.
But a killer cover. I love that cover.
So do I. This is early 70s too. What was it, like 72, 73?
Mm-hmm.
So very, very cool cover. Matter of fact, I've actually used this image as my avatar on occasion on different, Facebook and MySpace and whatever other stuff I've done in the past. Just because I've always loved that album cover. And I love the album too. It's really good.
Well, as I started thinking about
the band looks a little scary on the back.
Yeah, they are a little scary.
It's Halloween.
Dee Snider also put out a Halloween album.
Yeah.
Van Heisig's. Do you remember what it's called?
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Van Heisig. What's it? I'm gonna have to look it up because it's gonna make me crazy. Not to mention, and a lot of it's based on, because he also did a horror movie based on Captain Howdy from the
Dude,
third
that
album.
that movie, Steph showed me that movie, and I thought, well, and it was filmed in the city where she's from in Colorado, in a little church and school and whatever. Dude, that is some creepy. D. Snyder, there's something working a little cuckoo upstairs.
Yeah, that album, that
I mean,
movie
no offense,
is
but
no. That movie's, I call it not creepy. It's disturbing.
yeah, there you go.
Yep, it's
Go ahead.
it's hard to
Go ahead,
watch
Rob.
because it's just like, oof.
Figure it out before the end of the show and let us know.
Well, here's what I think happened.
Van Helsing's Curse. That's the name of the
Van
band.
Helsing's Curse.
Yep.
Hey,
And they put out one album, A Halloween Tale.
Francisco, if you're still watching, can you interpret Frasier for us, please? Hey Siri, interpret Frasier. Oh man, I will forget this, Gary. If you are at your computer and you would send me a Facebook message, that would be awesome. Because I do need to check out. Yes, you are correct. Blue Oyster Cult and Uriah Heep. I will do that.
Hey,
I think you'll like Abominog. I think you'll love Fireburn and Origin. I'm surprised you haven't heard it. It's a great album.
I don't think I have. Oh man, I don't think I have any
Uriah Heep.
That much BOC.
No, you remember you said you were a greatest hits
guy. Yep,
hits guy.
Pretty much greatest hits and then the modern stuff. But I promise to do a deep dive into Fire of Unknown Origin.
Okay, and
we love you, Frasier. You can screw up all you want.
As I started thinking about the magic of Texas, and do we have evil here? Well, rigor mortis, obviously, and how about something like this?
What you got?
I know it's in progress. It's a progress shot. Does anybody?
No. What is it? Oh, wait. Rotting Corpse?
Yes.
Ding.
That's about as Halloween as it gets. And guess who's doing their album cover? And guess who's releasing possibly new music, but we shouldn't say because we don't want to put it out there in the universe. That may include some of the original members. John Perez, like one of our good friends that works at a record store that we like to frequent occasionally.
Yes. Gary, I have not heard White Witch and Antichristi. I have not heard that.
White Witch is killer. You might dig them.
I like the White Witch song by
they're like 70s rock. They're not as evil as they sound, but the
Candlemass First, I cannot argue with that.
Pretty good.
Come
on, Frasier.
Little Rock for Exodus, meeting Gary Holt, so I will tell him hello for you.
Oh, by the way, I did send you some trinkets in the email system of our computers.
Yes, I downloaded it. Yeah. It's in my downloads. I downloaded it right before the show.
Okay.
Obstacle Tentacles, my buddy played it for me. They have a lot of instrumental songs. I never know that.
Well, that sounds like a new fan to me, so I'll just take it.
Yeah.
I have a really scary album. What do you think of that? That's pretty scary, right?
That is terrifying.
Oh, God. Wow.
Here,
you gotta love some of them 80s records, man. They're just there you go.
Yeah.
That's
frightening. Especially when your heavy metal girlfriend is singing every lyric of every Def Leppard song that was ever written.
That is not even it's not even a hard rock album. It's a pop album. That's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a few hard rock songs on there, but for the most, come on, Pour Some Sugar on Me. Can you imagine Shania Twain singing that song? I could, and I'd much rather hear her sing.
Because her husband at the time produced it.
I know.
Yeah,
but she would look a lot better singing "I'm Hot, Sticky, Sweet" from my head to my feet than Joe Elliott.
I would not disagree with you on that.
I've said it before. I've always wondered, did Joe Elliott walk into practice one day and they're working on new songs and they're like, dudes, I got this great lyric for this new song, and he says, I'm hot, sticky, sweet from my head to my feet, and then the other four guys just beat the shit out of him.
Or they said, hey, that's a great idea. We're going to sell 1 million copies and be rich.
Well, they had to beat the crap out of him first, and then sell 1 million records.
Right.
I mean, I just don't see how. I mean, if I would have walked into Ultimatum practice and brought that lyric in, they would have just beat me down. I would have deserved it.
A video. I just saw a video of him talking about that. Oh man, he talked about where the hook came from and all that stuff. Hang on, I'm going to post. I didn't mean.
Another album cover I just thought of that I used to think about a lot of times that remind me of Halloween was No Rest for the Wicked by Helix.
Here's the link.
Oh, the little devil guy.
Yeah.
This is not the video that I saw the other day, but this is one him explaining that song. I'm hot, sticky, sweet.
I'm sorry. I might have said multiplicity, and you might have mistaken it for something else, but you've never mistaken anything I've said for that.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
The show right there. That would have been funny. But yeah, there's a link to him explaining something about the song. I don't think it's the exact one I saw.
I don't care what the explanation is. It's stupid. But anyway, that's my own opinion. But that's what we do here on the Metal Roundtable, episode 200. We express ourselves however we want.
We weren't talking about Pyromania. We were talking about Hysteria.
No, and I thought maybe he mistook the. That is definitely Hysteria on tape.
Man, I need some sleep. I keep yawning. I hate that. Oh.
We should just do it. I mean, I know we don't like to necessarily be negative, but we should do just a show of albums that from bands we like who put out albums that we think are absolutely terrible.
We could go on for another 100 episodes.
Yep. Put a bookmark in that divider. Let's talk about something that might be coming out next year.
Oh.
I didn't want to forget. That's all.
I'm looking forward to that one. They also have, is that the same tape that has the dude with the mullet on it or the mohawk?
No.
It's the same band?
Same band. Yep. This is So ding. Dat Masters, baby.
Dat is the tape of the lifetime, yo.
Yo. Well,
I did pick up.
I did get this. 558.
I did get this in the mail this week. I haven't even popped it open yet. Still plastic.
Medieval Death? Not familiar.
80s.
Oh, that's a good one.
80s band from Greece. Comes with a DVD as well. So
cool.
Did you work on this one? Did you work on this one?
What's that?
Did you work on this one?
I don't think so. Who put it out?
Iprano Records.
Nope, I don't think so.
I think that's how you pronounce it. I actually did the layout for it. Black and white cover. It's what they wanted, and it took me a little bit of time to recreate their logos to make it that clean because all they had was a really bad photocopy of something flyer or something like that. Came out nice. I haven't popped it open yet though. Looking forward to checking it out.
That is clean. That's kind of reminiscent of that Steel Fury thing that I did.
I don't
Very
remember.
cool.
They also sent me this one, which I didn't work on, but I've never heard it, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. But Morbicus, anybody know him?
Nope.
From Greece?
I don't remember Halloween Rockin' Eve either.
I kind of remember it, or maybe I want to remember it because.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this one, so I didn't work on it at all.
TV was different back in the 70s and 80s, you know, with the Midnight Special and the ABC in concert and the Dick Clark shows, including, you know, the American Bandstand and I used to watch the heck out of Soul Train, Don Cornelius. I mean, but anyway, TV was just different. I mean, you'd never catch You never catch stuff like that on TV anymore.
Yeah. Mark, that was an underrated joke, by the way. Medieval Diesel Death. Oh, I love that guy.
Oh, he's going King Diamond on us.
Grandma!
Oh.
Well, you don't have to miss it, Tony, because guess what?
You can go back and watch it again because he's going to
We're
post it.
In about right now.
Yep.
One more time for Frasier. There it is.
Dream Warriors.
Don't want to dream no more. Love it.
Not a very scary song.
Not a very scary song. A scary movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's a good song. It's just not scary.
Nothing is like what I mean. I grew up watching Hammer films and Godzilla movies, and we know with the the puppets for Godzilla and the marionettes for Rodan and Ghidorah and but even those Hammer films, they were creepy in a like, once again, it's that whole mind thing working. They didn't just show you the slaughter, they implied the slaughter, and then your brain went to work and worked overtime, and then you were scared.
That's correct. Yes. Well, that just about wraps it up for episode 200. I want to let you know you can follow me on Instagram at Metal Rob's Records. You can also find my eBay store by searching as a seller and looking for Metal Rob's Records. You can find me on TikTok, Metal Rob's Records, blah, blah, blah. It's on Facebook. I am also personally very easy to find on Facebook. You can follow Scott on his channel on YouTube by simply searching Scott Waters or No Life Till Metal. If you Google No Life Till Metal, you're going to find the great Scott Waters and all things that he's doing for No Life Till Metal Records. You can follow The Carcass on Instagram at Carcass John Art. And we are here every Tuesday live at 5 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook. Please tell your friends. Once again, for the last time, I don't want to belabor the point. I'm stepping away for a while. And Harmless Rebel is going to step in and fill these oh so huge, mighty metal shoes of mine.
And by the way, by the way, we are going to miss you. When you backed off of doing the Metal Rob show, it literally took me 10 episodes to not say thanks for sticking around after the Metal Rob show, and so being on the Crypt without the Metal Rob show, it still doesn't seem quite right. So it'll probably take us a few episodes that you used to not having you around full time. But if anybody's feeling heavy, please check out the Crypt. By the way, on Fridays at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then send me a message and let me know if you heard it, and if there's anything you want to hear, let me know, okay? Because I do these things for me because it's fun and I'm learning a new skill with Audacity and the like. But I'd like to know if anybody's listening. But Metal Rob, we're gonna miss you. I think
I love you boys.
Yeah, man, 200 episodes, and like you said at the beginning, I never thought 200 episodes was even possible. I remember when we thought, can you imagine doing 50 episodes? Man, that's crazy. And here we are at 4 times that.
Yeah, Audrey thought this morning, because I was talking about, stepping away, and she said, man, 100 episodes, that's crazy. I was like, no, sweetie, it's 200 episodes. And she looked at me like, what? Yep. Yeah. That's 4 years and 4 weeks if we didn't miss a week, which I know we did every so often.
Yep.
But so I'm guessing 4.5 years now?
Probably getting close to 5.
Something like that. But no, I've loved every minute of it. And like I said, it's no tearful goodbye or anything like that. I love the concept of the show. I love what we've done with it. I know you guys will keep partying and doing your thing. And like I said, when we bounce off of here in a minute, I want to quickly tell you guys a couple of ideas that I want to do. I'll still be involved you know. But yeah, just taking a break. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing. I'm not pissed off. It's not creative differences. It's just, yeah.
Oh, there's some creative differences, but we bask in those.
Yeah, we
We've
do.
got to have the contrast, or it doesn't work.
But I'm really, really excited that Steve is coming on. Steve is so well spoken and so well versed in all kinds of music, and I think he's going to bring a cool element to the show. So just keep it lighthearted and stupid like we do. And yeah, I'll see you from time to time. I'm not fading away and never coming back, but
well, it's going to be really more difficult to keep it lighthearted and stupid without you, but we'll do our best.
No, you can do it, man. I'm counting on you. But yeah, I'll see you guys around, and
maybe you could be our special guest one time.
Yeah. Well,
record store owners in the Metroplex.
That's part of my, not the record store part, but yeah, that's an idea. And no, I've got some stuff that I kind of want to do. So I'll talk to you offline. So anyway, parting shots.
Oh man, happy Halloween, everybody. Be safe.
Halloween. And
go Rangers, game 4 tonight. And I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching the show. I can't believe the people that I've gotten to know from the show, the people that I've met from the show. It's been a metal blessing of the highest order, and you boys keep carrying the torch. And you know how we do it. You know,
of course.
Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. Until next time for episode 200 of the Metal Roundtable, this is Metal Rob signing off. Metal will prevail. And now I'll hit the button at the right time.
Right on.
Happy Halloweeny.